going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of IOF. I'm so glad that you're back. If you follow our social media page, you'll see when we talked about having a whole totally different setup from now on. It's something that we're still working on, of course, just so we could keep making content and keep bringing more football content to you, just like we're enjoying all. I'm back with the hair. If you know, you know. I ain't got no cuss, so like I gotta protect my hairline for the sake of the comment section. So yeah, like I said also last time, when we have a guest, I'm not gonna go ahead and say, hey, we have a guest, so what is called, this is not an episode with Leah. There's a thumbnail, there's a title, so you know we have a guest, and you've seen the thumbnail, you've seen the title. This week's guest is a Seattle Sounders Academy player, Seattle Academy player, and just committed to the University of Grand Canyon to play D1. Please welcome, for the first time on the show, Cameron Cruz. What's going on, Cameron?
How are you guys doing?
I'm doing good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing, man.
Well, I felt so bad while doing the intro. I felt like I was butchering everything, even what's it called? The name of the club, Seattle Sounders.
Nah, you good, bro.
But yeah, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, bro.
Yeah. Hey, but it's what I was thinking. When we usually get guests on the show, it'd be like, oh, new comments and all. But you're committed in 2022.
Yeah.
So kind of like still newcomer, but you've already been to college. You already had that experience as a freshman playing D1 with Grand Canyon University. I want to start like from the very beginning, because I think, yeah, like everybody will know, this is the first time I've actually sat with a person and now already has that experience playing D1 in college and all. Where did you start?
I mean, pretty much just like any other kid, just play it growing up, you know?
Yeah.
Pretty much from before I can even remember, you know? Just from that, my brother played as well. He's like 4 years older than me. So he kind of led the way, kind of paved the path, and I just followed his footsteps.
Would you say that, like, just seeing his, you know, your brother play from like the very start, is it like what drove you, or was it a different, like, were you introduced in football differently? Was it like maybe someone else that you just like saw play first and you're like, oh, now I'm interested in football?
No, I mean, to begin with it all, to really just backtrack, it was just a way to get me and my siblings off the couch, you know, get active, you know.
Yeah.
But then it turned into more serious, you know, play, and it was really just my brother. I mean, I played FIFA, of course, but like, it was really just my brother.
Why football though? Like, why straight up football? Because if you got up the couch, you could have done anything else, like everything, anything. Yeah. But why football?
I mean, I think just biologically, I couldn't play basketball or nothing else. But I can't even put it into words, you know? It just gives me a feeling that I enjoy.
When you were starting to play, were you watching a lot of football? Like, we're talking maybe European football or in the US?
No, it was really just local, like with the Sounders. Local.
Those Sounders, yeah?
Yeah.
You have a favorite players in Sounders?
Growing up, it was Martins, Obafemi Martins.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. If you, what is it called? Like, let's say if you were to go ahead and play with one Sounders players, who would it be?
Like all time.
All time, you're playing. Like, there's a 11 lined up, and you're playing with them. Who is it?
You want me to say the whole 11?
No. Like that one player. Like,
that one player.
If you ask me right now, hey David, if you had to play with one player in the 11 and all, who would it be? I'm straight up saying Messi. Who Messi in the 11? Yeah. I'm there with Messi and all. Who is like your player, like playing alongside a dream? You know.
Like anybody.
Anybody.
This might be controversial. Maybe not. Andres Iniesta.
Yeah. Oh, you're forward, right?
Yeah.
So you would like to have, what is it called, like a genius like Iniesta.
Yeah.
Did you support Barca when growing up, maybe?
No. See, that's where part is controversial, because I grew up like in Madrid.
Oh, wait. It make sense.
Yeah. I like the players more than the team.
So you saw Modric, you saw Cruz, you were like, nah.
I mean, I just think Modric, Cruz, Jude Bellingham now, Camavinga, Tchouaméni, all those guys, they're fantastic.
Yeah.
But I just feel like Iniesta was at a different level, like in his prime.
I don't blame you. I mean, man was close to a whole Ballon d'Or. I mean, you have to say at some point, I think French football really just took the whole Ballon d'Or thing because, hey, it's Messi and Ronaldo. You could sell more, you could more marketing wise and all that. They kind of like wanted to keep the race at those two. But obviously, I think he deserved at least one Ballon d'Or in his lifetime. He came out third, second, and fourth, and all that. But really deserved and all. You never like been tempted to be a Barca fan, bro? You can't be watching that man play. You're like, you don't want to see him play every week.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know. I can't even explain it.
You're just an admirer of football.
Yeah. I just love it.
Yeah, I do that too. I mean, I didn't want to like admit it to a lot, but I love Modric. Like Modric is a freaking genius. If you watch him Champions League 2021, genius. All a lot. And I'm a Barca fan, but I can't be sitting here in front of the camera and just be praising him and all.
Yeah, like game recognized game. Like
game recognized game. Exactly.
Yeah.
So Iniesta in your lineup.
Yeah.
Definitely. So going back to you playing, you starting to play football. Was playing forward always your starting position? Where'd you start?
So I was actually, well, of course, when you play like neighborhood, kind of all the kids, you just play anywhere, really. But like when I really started at club soccer, I was a center back.
You were a center back?
I was a center back.
Oh, for what club?
So at Seattle United.
Seattle United.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. You started center back, like out of your own will. You just love like making tackles. Or
no,
what?
I think the coach. I think he saw something like leadership, and he's like, put the leaders in the back. Kind of be the backbone of the team.
Exactly.
So, center back.
But now you gotta tell me why you left being a center back. As a center back, I myself as a center back, I want to hear why anybody would leave the best position there is.
Yeah, I didn't grow.
What's up?
I didn't grow, and I got fast.
Bro, you could have I don't know, be the fast short center back.
Yeah, I mean. Nah. But I did stay in the back line though. They shipped me out to left back.
Oh yeah, if you're short but fast, also has leadership skill, you're fullback.
Yeah,
you playmaking skills. Like what are we talking? Like scale of 1 to 10.
1 to 10.
Playmaking.
Then probably like a 4.
Okay. Yeah.
But that was when I was younger. Now, obviously better. I won't put a number on it because I get it. But no, I understand. I would get like why what's it called? You would like want to leave because of your height maybe or no. But I ain't gonna lie, being tall ain't it. Really?
I wish I was shorter.
Really?
Yes.
Wait, how tall are you? Like 6?
I'm 6'3".
6'3"?
Yeah, I wish I was like 5'10".
Really?
Yes, 5'10", 5'9". Every day. Every day I look at things and I'm like, bro, I wish I was shorter.
Is it because you hit your head on the top of the door?
When you're in games in the tents, when like in the bench,
Yeah.
But yeah, it is like made it by like it could be like, let's say clothes wise, this is a large, what's it called, L, like a large extra whatever, like it's beyond a large and all that. Like just finding clothes is just, I don't know, annoying. Most of all, also don't like the way I got long legs. Like I would watching my highlights from the weekend I just played and all that, and I was just watching my long legs. I'm like, oh god, like I can never like call my crush to come see my games. Go you go see them long ass legs, But no, I understand. When did you move to playing forward?
So it was actually, I played fullback for the longest time, probably up until U15. Right.
Ooh, okay.
So, as a youngster growing up as a fullback, then that's when I was introduced to like Sounders Academy. Right.
Okay.
They have this development program called SDP, Sounders Development Program.
Okay.
And so that's when they pick players from around the area, like not Crossroad, like East Side, Washington Premier, all those clubs, Seattle United, Pac Northwest. Right. They pick the young players were about like U12, U13, U14, and then it's basically not like an all-star team, but an all-star team.
Yeah, like just the best kind of
best.
Yeah, the best
of the local clubs. So at the end of that, there's a attorney, right? Before you actually sign an academy contract.
Okay.
So if you make the tourney, roster,
Yeah.
then you're basically on the Sounders Academy.
Okay.
So it was my second year, because you do 2 years,
Mhm.
maybe my first or second year of SDP, we went to England.
Ooh.
Right. And I think Connor talked about it on the last podcast about going to England.
Yeah.
I was on that team with them.
Oh, will you guys play together?
Yeah, we played together.
Oh, okay.
So that's what I'm talking about. So he was on, I forgot what club, but
Uh-huh.
SDP. We were on it together.
Yeah.
So he was one of like the 2-3 goalkeepers that were, the best of the area.
Mhm.
So we went, and then when we came back, that's when I was like, you know what? I'm kind of done playing left back.
Okay.
So it was really funny. First practice when I got back, our coach was like, all right, defenders on this side, attackers on this side.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, I was thinking about going over there, but then I said, you know what? I'm going to go over to the attacker side. And that was it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you like, did you find the struggle? Like, because let's say now you have to add a point to your game, that finishing your point to your game. Obviously right now you don't have a problem with it. I watch a bunch of highlights and dang, back then and all. What's it called? Getting into that new position and finding yourself in a position where like you have to be a threat now to the defense now as a defender. But like, how was just your way coming up as a forward?
Yeah, to be honest, I'm still working on like the finishing part, but I kind of thought of it as just being a fullback higher up the pitch. So I did the same things, crossing, cutting inside, but I didn't really have that finishing touch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and that's where I'm still developing as well. But it was definitely an adjustment. And I got to, one of my favorite things though about it though, so me and my homie, his name's Taka Sasaki. He was my good friend, but he also played left back. So we were always competing for a spot on the weekends, who starts and who plays the most of the game. So when they played me up at left wing, we could play at the same time, and I always enjoyed that. So.
But that chemistry must have been wild.
Yeah, 100 cam, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But how was like the trash talking when y'all were like playing in the same position?
In the same position. No, we never trash talk. I mean, like, I love my boy. Like, he's always gonna be.
How competitive was it? Like, cause I was also like, competing with my buddies like in the same position. I'm competing with my buddies right now for the position of center back in the team we have now. And I ain't gonna lie, I trash talk a lot. Like, cause I want that spot so bad. But like, you guys never had that. Like, come on, man, you messed up that pass.
Cause I mean, I'll tell you a little about like the Sounders. I know we'll get to that later, but like. Their whole thing is humility, respect, and responsibility. So when we were kind of getting started and going into that system, it's like they kind of taught us, they were kind of second parents. Like, do everything with respect, be humble about it, and do your job. So. Trash talk, I mean, of course, like we could feel it on the inside, but it never came out. Like it rarely came out. And that's because we were just like taught that way in that system.
It's the way that you like, because brought up or whatever, like kind of like they were guiding you guys to act a certain way and all. But like you said, your time at Sounders, you say you got into Sounders after going to the SDP, the South Development Program, and all. At what age did you get into Sounders Academy?
U15.
U15.
Yeah.
How was your time at Sounders?
It was a huge part of like my life. Yeah. Like probably at least right now, the biggest part of my soccer career. Yeah. And it was just, there's a lot of positives. Like a lot, but also like there's some things that I feel differently about now. But obviously overall it was like a great experience. Like who I am as a player is thanks to the Sounders Academy, like pretty much.
So. Yeah, because I was gonna say like because of how huge it is. now that you're not part of Sounders anymore, when you look back, you have this wave of memory, wave of everything and all that. Do you recall, like, let's say maybe your favorite, like a coach has impacted you the most playing at Sounders?
Yeah, at Sounders, like all the coaches, they're like top tier coaches. But my favorite was our U15 year.
Okay.
So that was the first year, and we had this guy named Dan Locke. He's a British guy.
Okay.
Had
the accent and everything.
Yeah, the accent, everything.
Cameron.
Yeah, exactly.
How are you late to practice?
Yeah, okay, I was never late. Maybe sometimes. But if I was late, I would always tell him. So.
Yeah.
But he was definitely my favorite coach. Like,
yeah.
His parents are amazing as well. Like, we met them in England.
Oh.
And just the way his mannerisms and just the way he is as a person, like, maybe not just him, but I would definitely tell like my kids, like, okay, be like him.
Yeah.
Just like as a person.
Oh, that's dope. You were playing for Sounders with players such as Connor. You said. Do you recall your favorite moments playing for Sounders Academy? It could be tournaments or games that could memories that you've carried on, because playing, like you said, it was the biggest part of your career and all. What do you recall playing Sounders?
And there's a lot.
Yeah,
there's a lot. I mean, it is hard to pick one, but definitely, man, I couldn't even pick one. Just all the trips, man.
Yeah.
Like, just sitting in the hotels. I'm sure you've experienced it with PAC. Like, you're in the hotel for like a weekend with pretty much all your best buddies.
Yeah.
And like, you can't knock that experience. You know? Like, there's probably no better feeling than just being with them. You know?
Exactly. I think I'm actually heading pretty soon on a trip with my team, and I'm just scared nobody does anything crazy when the lights turn.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Oh man, because it be actually the tournaments or like outside state trip that like, oh, like he's this wild, like, because you only see him at practice or whatever. But yeah, now getting more into the more serious stuff at Sounders and all. Playing at Sounders, although it is like a huge like gift, the opportunity that's given to you and all that, but it also bears with a whole weight that you need to carry on, that the expectation of always being at the top, because once you're not at the top, there's millions of kids that want to be in your position. So how did you handle that at Sounders, going into Sounders, having that, okay, not only that, oh, it's great, you get to, play for the Sounders Academy, but how did you, like, face that challenge and then seeing that, oh, wow, from now on, it's just hard work and nothing less? How was your coming up in Sounders mentally and physically, just working toward it?
Yeah, no, that's honestly a great question. Like, that is, like, half the battle, pretty much, knowing that you have to be on your game every single time, every single touch, and dealing with that, it's definitely, I feel like it took away from kind of other experiences that I got to have, like, as a kid growing up. Because think about, like, U15, U16, that's like 14, 15 years old, like, that's pretty much middle school, so I couldn't do nothing else except for play.
They also don't let you go to school during middle school, or is it just high school?
What do you mean?
Like let's say, I know, like, if you're in Sounders Academy right now, you can't go to high school.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can.
Or like you're kind of like all schooled into like together or whatever.
Yeah, so that some people did that. They did the online school with their academic coordinator. Her name's Diane. She's actually really cool. So they did, it's like a group online thing, but I was one of the few people that actually still went to my high school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, because I live in Mount Baker, in that area, by Franklin High School. It's literally just like a 2-minute walk from my house. So I didn't want to, go to Starfire and be there all day doing school and then go to training.
Yeah, I understand.
I try to get that, the other life, by staying at my high school.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, but I'm sorry, you were saying, sorry I cut you off, about just your coming up at Sounders mentally.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. Like, it's tough. It's like a lot of weight, like you said, but, that's what they prepare us for. Like, talking about humility, respect, and responsibility, like, they hammer that into us so we can handle the pressure of, being at the top level and, winning.
What pushed you over the past years? Like, for some, it'll be just the dream of making it pro. For some, it'll just be the thrill of kicking a ball, just what would get them up. For some, it's just a way to kind of escape maybe like a reality and all, or like just being in the field makes them feel loose and all, and that's why they'll go ahead and give so much. But you as an athlete, you as a football player, what was pushing you? Like the alarm goes off, it's time for practice. What was that one thought that told you, like when you tell yourself that, hey, I want to stay in bed and rest, what was that one thought that told you, oh, I gotta get up?
Yeah, well, it's now, it's like this is it. Like, I mean, if you want to make it, like, you've got to put in the work now. You know what I mean? And like, I'm 19, so I'm already like pretty old. Like, I mean, not really, but
like old in some context. So
yeah. So like, you see these youngsters out here in Europe already balling. So
bro,
like,
15-year-old playing for Barcelona.
Exactly. Like, and that's what. I mean, everybody has a different path, Some are shorter than others, and others have it, a little bit more difficult. But that's what I'm thinking about, and that's what I have been thinking about, like, for a while. It's like, this is, if you want to make it your life, and this could be your life, like, you could make a living just off playing,
Yeah.
That's the discipline that, I've been kind of carrying with me.
Do you have any, like, athlete that inspired you over the past years, like an athlete or just maybe any persona that inspired you?
Yeah. Let's think about this, actually.
Yeah.
I don't want to say nothing before thinking about it, because then.
Who are we talking about? I was gonna say, I'm so messed up. What? I thought of Kevin Hart as an athlete.
Kevin Hart
as an athlete. No. I was gonna say Dwayne Johnson, and Kevin Hart popped into my mind.
No, I mean, like, if I really think about it, it's like you said idol, right? Or someone I look
just
up.
Any person like that inspired you, like you look at it and you're like, dang, I'm trying to be like, damn, man, what they're doing is so great. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I don't really have one.
You don't have one?
Okay. Like, if you think about it, you see all these people that look like you, It's like, okay, this guy looks like me. That means I can be like him, You don't find many people that look like me, in the brightest lights, you know what I mean? Like, right now, you got Mitoma in the Prem, but like, that's just as of late, So, growing up, I just kind of appreciated everyone pretty much. Like, wow, they're playing at a level that I want to play at, So it wasn't just one person.
Yeah.
It was pretty much just the whole game,
Thing is, you should never have to live a life of regret. Like, if I have to give an advice to people all the time, anybody, anytime, anywhere you are, is do things and do them well today, so you'll never have to wish for a time machine tomorrow. That's the mentality to have. Like, if you want to do something, do it, but do it well. But your time at Sounders, do you what's it called? Did you ever like had a thought that, hey, like, this is it for me? At some point, did like kind of like get loose?
Never.
Yeah.
Like, the situation was just too perfect. Everything was like, I know there's a couple guys that they left because it was too far. They don't want to have to do the commute, or
There's people that leave because it's too far.
Yeah. I don't know all the details, but he lived in like up north, like Bellingham. And I think that was a big factor because, like, dude, that's far, bro.
Brother, if I was living that far, I low-key might just get an apartment next to the training center.
I mean, that's just like, and one of the things I'm talking about is like my situation was too
perfect.
Yeah, it's too perfect. Like, I live 20 minutes away from Starfire, easy. Like, my parents, they have the ability to take me to practice every day. Like, they can, you know, support me with, you know, good meals, good everything. Like, I had everything, so there's really no excuse for me to not want.
You say that now, but like, did it grasp your mind while you were starting that of how perfect it was? Because, like, let's say I was speaking with Connor, and he told me that he didn't appreciate it as much like now. What's it called then? Much that he does it now, because it didn't like completely grasp his mind as a Sounders Academy player. You're also a Sounders Academy player. Looking back, do you like realize that, hey, like back then you actually like grasped your mind that, yo, I'm here? Like,
yeah, I never really did.
Nah.
Sometimes it would be like, wow, you know, we get free boots twice a year. We get all this equipment. We get all this stuff, you know. So I would appreciate it during those moments, but it never really was like I never really reflected, you know, because I mean, I was just a kid, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, reflecting wasn't really what I did back then.
Yeah, but I wanted to ask, after you played for Sounders, you went back to playing club. What did you go back to playing club at?
So, I do want to dive into that situation a little bit deeper. So, like, it was our last U17 year. So they do U16, U17. They blend together. So it was 04-05. Obviously I'm an 04, so it was our last season, right? But what they did is I was training with me and like 5 guys. I mean, you know, you probably see them now, like Cody Baker, Obed, Vargas, you know, Juan Alvarez, Josh Arroyo, like all these names that you probably recognize. Like, I was with them with Tacoma Defiance for like the majority of our last year, like training, right? And then we would also be mixed in with the first team, right? So, and it was actually pretty often that we were with the first team. But what we did was we trained with Tacoma and then play games with our U17 team. Okay. Right? So we did that for the majority of the year, and then we went to our last tournament, MLS Next Cup, which was the first one with that title because it was fresh out of COVID. And then we got to the semifinals of the tourney after absolutely smashing everybody else. And then in the semifinals, we go up 1-0, and then in the last 10 minutes we let it slip, and then we get knocked out in the end. But so it was kind of a what do you call it? It was like just an unfortunate ending to my time at Sounders, but that wasn't the end of it, because afterwards they still held on to me, and I was with Tacoma.
Okay.
Just normally, no games, no nothing, just with Tacoma and with the first team, in and out. But then eventually, that's when they wanted me to get games in. So because I wasn't playing at all, I was just training. So then they hit me up with Pac. And that's when I was playing games with Pac and then training with Tacoma.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was my situation up until college.
So how was the dynamic? Because your situation was not the same as everybody else. Like at some point you're like practicing with Tacoma Defiant, and you're playing with Pac. Were you doing double practices, or like you just show up at Pac games?
So it was a blend. The days that Tacoma wouldn't train, I would be with Pac. So
Okay.
it was pretty much like every day of the week.
Ooh.
At least that's how I remember it. So
oh la la. Okay.
yeah, it was a lot on the legs, but
Them legs be sore after practice.
yeah. So that's pretty much how it was. And then eventually I shifted to full Pac,
Okay.
fully on Pac, before I left for school.
How did you like practicing with Tacoma Defiant?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's a professional team, so
Mhm.
the level is high.
Yeah.
You know, everything is sharp. The standards, like every single touch is, I mean, it's good. It's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Now, maybe not all the time, but like a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And it was just a good environment to be around, you know.
Uh-huh.
Because everybody wants to get better. Everybody wants to get there, you know,
Uh-huh.
to the next level. So nobody is kind of chill. Nobody's chill because they
Yeah.
want to make it.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
That's true. Yeah, like you say, I mean, like you said, Touch is not like they're like, oh, the best or perfect or whatever, but they're always like, I keep that consistency, and that comes with just like that will of, hey, I want to be here, you know, and I want to keep it up, you know. But like now you made the shift from playing from Sounders to going ahead and playing for club. How was that shift? What is it called for you? Just mentally being like, whoa, it's a whole totally different thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a different thing in terms of level of what's it called of playing. You were playing with this whole club academy to now playing with club, and all. How was just that shift after even practicing with the what's it called, Tacoma? How was that shift to now going ahead to play with Pac?
It was weird, bro. Like
Uh-huh.
it is so different. Like when I said nobody's taking the foot off the gas at Tacoma, and that's because they're signed contracts, so they get paid to do it. But reverse, we pay to play.
Yeah.
You know, so I feel like some people see it as like not as a job in Tacoma, but like with Pac, it's kind of like an extracurricular, you know what I mean? So not everybody is locked in, not everybody's like has that same mentality of going hard, you know?
Yeah, like I'm gonna show up to practice every week
Mhm.
because I have to, and all that, kind of like I want to.
Yeah, because like going back to the Sounders. I mean, I keep talking about it, but like
no, you
like,
could go ahead and
yeah. The way it worked with Tacoma is like if you're good and you play well, you're training with the first team weekly, like with Nico Loder, with Rui Diaz, with all of those guys, like so you want to perform well so you can stay up there, you know. And I was fortunate enough to be in that group like occasionally, and but it's just so different because like going to Pac, and it's like, yeah, these guys have them in, like they're good obviously, but like it's not the same up here always.
Like you say, we talked about the weights, like that thing brings a weight on your shoulder just being part of Sounders, and that weight is just a weight of like, yo, I need to, it's not I want to go to practice. It's like a Pac, bro, you pay the coach's salary. It's the whole dynamic of it is totally different. Playing for club and playing for I wouldn't know playing for an academy and all, but I would know like, hey, like when I practice with guys who like, you tell them, yo, why don't you just show up? He's like, I don't want to, or I don't feel like it. And like I was telling you right before the show, that in anything you can control, it all comes down to how bad you want it. And a lot of people just do not want to put in that work. And then now for you as somebody that was in a place where you're around, everybody has that obligation to like put in that work. What was your first thought? Like, what, like you look around and then you see your teammate maybe, what is it called, act in such ways? Also knowing that you had you have a leadership presence and all, like what were you telling yourself?
Yeah. So this is, you're saying about Pac?
Yeah.
At Pac?
Yeah.
Like, it was, I came in and they call it the super team. So I hopped in with, I think it was mid-season, with, you know, Chad, Jason, Yader. So I was all on that team. So
That's the super team.
that was the super
What
team.
made y'all the super team?
Because they were good, you know? Like,
Man, Chad ain't that good.
Chad, bro. Chad, if you're watching, bro, you're good, bro. Don't worry about it.
Nah, yeah, I looked him up once. I'm gonna take that.
You played against him?
In my tryouts, he won't remember this. He'll be like, I don't remember this guy. I don't know what he's saying. In my tryouts back in 2022, I went ahead. I was playing left center back. At some point, I was seeing Chad from social media, and I remember he committed to you. I saw he committed to you. I see the pass about to Chad. I start freaking out. I'm like, God damn, what you gonna do is Chad. And then Chad comes next to me and all that, and I just go ahead and what is it called? I poked the ball at him, and I felt so good.
Yeah.
Of course, next play he just breezed right past me and all. But yeah, you talked about the super team back with Pac.
Yeah, so that, because it was a super team, I didn't really have to do much, you know? Like, they, at least for the most part, like, they're, we're all D1 pretty much. We're all playing college soccer from that team.
Yeah.
Like, you know, Chad's going to UW, obviously. Yader's at Seattle U right now. Jason's going to Utah. And, you know, we got a bunch of other guys going
Like
to
maybe
school.
also the keepers back then.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and then, what's his name? Charlie. You know Charlie Dyer?
No.
No, he was our keeper. He's going to San Jose State.
Okay,
Like,
it's not the same one that's keeper. The two keepers that are there right now.
No.
No. Okay.
No. So, but I didn't have to do a lot of that leadership. I kind of just hopped in and, you know, kind of plugged in. So it was good to just be in like a free environment, you know, without the weight of having to play well.
Oh, that's dope. Then after right after that, you committed to Grand Canyon University.
Yeah.
But one question that I sent you this morning was, why Grand Canyon?
Yeah, basically all it is opportunity. You know, they gave me the opportunity to play, and that's all I want. You know, as a player, I don't want to sit. You know, like I don't want to sit my freshman year and kind of let time pass. I mean, you get better obviously, and you may be on a winning team, but I'd rather have the experience of playing in my first year. You know, and I was fortunate to be able to play in almost all except for one of our 18 games.
Oh wow!
And start 9 of them.
Oh, so, damn. Okay.
It was a situation that I wanted to be in because I was able to play right off the bat.
Oh, nice, Cam.
Yeah.
That's dope right there. I mean, just also coming as a varsity, what's it called, freshman, to do so is huge. Yeah. Did you had any consideration for the schools, being oh, maybe go maybe you stay in Washington or go somewhere else? Did you ever had that will or so?
Yeah, I did think about it for a while. I wanted to stay home, you know, ultimately. But if I was going to stay home, it was going to be UW. I wasn't going to go to Seattle. You know? But the thing is with UW is that if you don't come in the spring, you know, you don't play as a freshman. So all the guys that I know went to UW, they pretty sure they redshirted. But obviously they're on a winning team, you know, they're a good team. But I just didn't want to do that. Like I said just now, I wanted to play. Yeah. So, but besides that, it was pretty much that. UW and GCU. And
how do you like your time at Grand Canyon already after your first year?
It's pretty good. It's definitely different. It's a box because it's private. So, and it's right in the middle of Phoenix. Not in the greatest area.
What do you mean by that?
Just down the road, Tucson. There's a bunch of it's more urban. Okay. You know, it's walkable. GCU's not really walkable outside the gates. Okay. So it's gated and everything's so close to each other. Like all the buildings, all the classes, all the apartments.
Like you could yell to your buddy that's in another, but like
yeah, like I could open my window and it's literally from like here to maybe across the street that way. Yeah, I can just be like, yo, I need some peanut butter or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's different because I like to be in like a bigger space, you know, and you know, everybody knows everybody pretty much.
Did you what's it called? How did you like handle that shift from going to because it's your first time like moving away from home without like a definite thing that I'm coming back after a month. You're changing whole living situation now. Like when did it hit you? Like, dang.
Yeah. Funny enough, I didn't really have time.
What's that?
I didn't have time to.
Oh, you didn't have time
to think about that.
Okay.
So I committed in like May.
Okay.
Of my senior year, which is late. So I committed and then I graduated and then I left. So I didn't have time.
That's like a month, right?
Yeah.
May, June, and then you're gone.
And then I'm gone. Yeah. So it was, I didn't really have time to process it. And obviously neither did my family or like people that I knew, my friends. Like I didn't get to like, you know, have like a part. I mean, I did have like a party where people were like, okay, well, good luck, do well. But
like a gathering.
Yeah, like a gathering. Yeah. We did have that, but it was just so sudden, you know? And I definitely feel like it had an impact on, you know, the people closest to me, like, because it was so quick.
Yeah, because just the thought that, hey, we're losing our little baby Cam.
Exactly.
You know, just having it all. I know my mom, she'll do everything to keep me home, bro. Like, but of course, it's always a challenge, you know, to have to like move from home and all. But that's also where you recognize like some of like the bigger men or also like the like tough what is it called state of mind, because a lot of people would like to stay in their comfort zone, and which if you want to play football, I do not recommend you stay like what's it called keep staying in your comfort zone. You miss out on an opportunity, and like you said at the start, it was all about grabbing an opportunity. You saw a beautiful opportunity to play at Grand Canyon, which if I'm not wrong is at the only D1 school in the state. So of course you see such an opportunity, you go ahead and take it. But your future, what do you see your future?
Bro, we're going pro, man.
Yeah,
we have to, bro.
What's it called? Dream Club? Yeah.
Get me in Paris.
Oh, PSG?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know everyone's gonna be like, yo, you like Barca, you like Iniesta, you like Real Madrid. Why are you going to Paris, bro?
Yeah.
Listen, bro, I've been to this city.
Okay.
It's beautiful.
It's a city that just attracts you mostly, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, because my favorite, I know, like, I'm all over the place, but it's all right. Like, my favorite player was first year PSG Neymar.
Ooh, 2017 Neymar.
Yeah.
With the yellow hair on top and all that. Yeah.
His first year at PSG, it was nasty. So that every time I'm like getting ready for a game, I'll just put on 2017 Neymar highlights and I'll watch it. Yeah.
Oh, damn. That makes sense. Yeah.
Cause like, bro, he's unreal.
Wait, I like to say he wastes his potential, bro.
You think?
I think, bro, Neymar. I have to say Neymar didn't even reach half the potential he had. But that's my opinion. Like, let's say I think he maybe just like reached 40 or 45. Neymar was. There's a point in where think about how we view football now. The greatest of all time is Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo, and they're at a point where you can be greatest of all time, but like they're Mount Rushmore. They're like at a state where you look at those two, you're like, there might not be somebody that's gonna budge them in our generation or the next. And think about the point where Neymar was sitting at the same table with them. We're talking about there's a Ballon d'Or. The top three is Neymar, Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo. We're talking about they tied in like when the Champions League goal scoring, what's it called, standings or whatever. Like Neymar was on top of the world. We're talking about Neymar having potential of winning World Cups, not a World Cup, World Cups. So it's like plural. We're talking about he like standing in like the same table as legends like Ronaldinho and all that. But Neymar, when he decided to leave Barcelona, because he decided to leave Barcelona, it was a release clause paid, and then he, decision came to him and all. I think everything just fell apart from there. No Champions League over the past, over the past years. I don't think he's had a top 10 nomination in the Ballon d'Or over the past 5-6 years. He has never like finished top scorer of the league. He's potential, but it just like crumbled.
Yeah,
I think if he would have stayed at Barcelona, as good as Lionel Messi and as good as the media was on Lionel Messi, he had a really good shot at winning Ballon d'Ors, winning Champions Leagues, and just being in the better, like even mental state to prepare for those like World Cups and all.
Yeah, I mean, well, we'll never know.
We'll never know. Yeah, like I said, you gotta do things well.
Yeah.
Do them well today. There's no time machine to like ever tell. So, you have a favorite player?
That was it, bro.
That was just Neymar?
That was it. Neymar.
Oh, all time Neymar?
All time Neymar.
Messi or Ronaldo? Messi.
Yeah, I mean it is Messi because like think about
Come
me, bro.
on, yeah.
Like, bro, I'm 5'7", left-footed, bro. Like
it's bro, yeah, it come you see him, you're like, oh, twins or whatever. Yeah.
But like, I also because I liked watching Real Madrid. I do think that Ronaldo is still great. It's kind of like MJ or Kobe. Or LeBron or Jordan, But at the same time, they're both great, bro. Like you can have favorites.
Yeah.
But I just don't think that one is, better than the other because we should just, appreciate greatness, bro.
Exactly. Yeah, and you can take away something from all of them and all.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is it called? Let's say favorite team is Madrid. Contract offer $500K a week. Are you playing for Barca?
All right, bro. Bro, I mean, like, game is game, bro. Okay.
I like when people start like already like explaining why. Oh, game is game. Like where this is going.
I as much as I like Madrid, bro, you have to take the contract, bro.
You're saying Visca Barca too?
I mean, they told me to say it, bro. I was saying it, bro. but yeah, I'm taking a contract.
You're taking the contract?
Yeah.
Wallahi, I'm taking the contract.
Exactly, bro.
But it's Barca. I'm a Barca fan. Madrid come knocking on my door. Better believe I'm taking that contract. It's money. It's $500K a week.
Yeah.
That's money people make in what is it called? A year in the US. Like, not in like 1 year. Some people wish they could reach $500K in their lifetime, and you're given an opportunity to play that week for to wear a jersey of the rival team. Of course, I'm taking.
Like, bro, it's just, yeah. I mean, if you say no to that, and
I got you. No, I got you. Yeah.
Like, if you say no to that, like, you gotta talk to somebody about that. you gotta talk to somebody.
For real, you do, man. Of course, everybody's taking it, bro. I'm taking it. I think I had somebody that said no. Somebody, what's it called? We're like, oh, no way, I'm not taking $500K a week to
the only situation that I'm not taking the contract is if it's the Portland Timbers. No, I'm just kidding.
I was gonna ask you at the start. I was like, you play for the academy, assuming you the country, like you playing for Portland Timbers.
Yeah. See because that's local, bro. That's just 4 hours down the road. And as a Sounders player, like, you hate Portland. As a Sounders player,
I never understand why though. I don't even know
it's just mandatory, bro.
Okay.
Like if you, like, you have to. So that's why I would have to take a real long time to decide about it.
Ooh.
Like, because like of course, like I said, game is game. Like you're given the opportunity to play for money. Play the game, but. That's the only situation where my pride and my home, because bro, that's 206, bro. That's home.
Oh, for real. I mean, look here, Timber, if you're watching, hit me up. I don't care about that.
No, listen, like, bro. Again, game is game, bro.
Game is game.
If I'm getting paid to play ball.
Yeah, and like you say, 4 hours, they're gonna come at your door, man. They know, like, it's not like, oh, it's a whole trip to your place. It's like they could just drive. Like, if you're like, what's it called, somebody that lived in Seattle, you go play for what is it called, for Timbers. Everybody know who Cam is. When you come here on vacation, they gonna be on you.
Because it's such a tough rivalry. Because I didn't think about that. I mean, like, right now the Sounders still has my rights,
Uh-huh.
so they could like pull me out. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Like, they could sign me fresh out of college.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. Because that's what one other academy kid. He's on Tacoma right now. He was playing at San Diego State. His name's Elias.
Okay.
And then he's with Tacoma right now.
Oh wow.
He didn't even. I don't think he finished his.
So would that be like was it called a consideration when you out of college was coming straight back here?
It could be. You know?
Oh wow. Uh-huh.
But they have my rights, and so if Portland wanted to sign me, like, they'd have to sell my rights, and like,
Nah, I understand.
Yeah.
Now assuming like this is the one part of the show. Assuming you were watching, Cam is watching. 5 years from now, you got a full-on beard and all that, and you wanted to give yourself a message, like you're looking straight at yourself. What would you like to tell yourself in 5 years from now? Just by looking at that.
Right by the camera. Bro, if you made it, that's plug, bro. That's good. But if you didn't, that's fine too, bro. But man, I'm actually pretty bad at this, bro.
No, go, bro. It's okay, man. Really, like, just relax. You don't have to speak to camera, but like you could just speak to yourself. Still tell yourself something that you would like to have or to be in 5 years.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know as much as I want it now, like, there's more to life than just the game, It's just a small fraction of your life. There's people, there's other things, like, even if it doesn't work, like, you still have your whole life, that's all I got, man.
Nah, that's still great, man. You know what I told myself?
What do you say?
I did will see this in the last episode after we posted now. I told myself start sleeping and forward to midnight. After midnight. I told myself I didn't know what to say, but I hope you said it's the game and all, if you make it, that's great, but I think in 5 years or in the future, what I would really most value is just peace of mind or so. Just be happy, and whatever you do, and genuinely happy. We're not talking about a small fracture of happiness where you're just happy for that small moment, but you want to be happy in whatever you do, because it just makes life so much easier to go through it day by day. And that's really what I wish for myself, just in the future, to be happy. Just whatever you're doing, whether I'm playing football, whether I'm still recording podcasts, whether I got my grandkids in my laps while I'm recording podcasts and all that, but I just, you want to be happy, I think. And of course, like you said, if you make it, that's plug.
That's plug, bro.
That's beautiful right there. Is there anything else you want to say before we end?
I mean, shout out Inside Out
Football.
Yeah Inside Out Football. Shout out my mom.
Say hi, Mom. Yeah.
Shout out my dad. Shout out my siblings.
Your older brother, does he still play?
Yeah, and no, he actually doesn't. But
shout out to him.
Shout out to him anyways, because to be honest, I don't think I'd be here without him. So
that's beautiful, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's beautiful right there. I again, like I told you, I appreciate so much when people like come up and say that, yo, I want to be on the show, and I really appreciate. So glad to have met you and all. Thank you very much for coming on the show. I'm gonna keep that part. Thank you to everyone for watching the show. I love you so much for I love you so much for watching. I love you. Was that my camera? Stop lying. I'm gonna look through his camera. Put his camera on me. Thank you for watching. The camera overheated, bro. We recorded for like an hour. But thank you for watching. Take care. Love you so much. We'll see you guys next week or the week after or whatever. What's up? To say what?
Because it was on camera, the one I just saw it.
Oh, I was gonna say, yeah, that camera. Thank you very much again for watching. I love you guys so much, each and every one of y'all. Text me, email me, whatever. You're an athlete, you want to put your story out there, live around, just let me know. We'll also start doing some on Zoom because I want to just put people from everywhere, literally. If you live in Hawaii, if you live in freaking Nigeria and I got to be awake at midnight while you're there, it's 9 a.m., we'll make it happen. Thank you very much for watching the show. I love you guys. We'll see you back whenever we see you. Okay, bien? That's good? Cool.
Wow.
How was
Just
it?
like that, bro.